Agents of MOC reporting in, and we're back to show you guys my progress on the Star Wars MOC that I started a few months ago. It's been a bit of a rough go with this project, mainly because of financing. You know, the brick that I want to use for this project, I basically expended all of my tan and dark tan bricks to get this thing to a point to where I'm happy with it. So it's been a bit of a process gathering the bricks for it, and you know, just finding the time and motivation to actually go forward with it too. But with the release of the Book of Boba Fett, which as of filming this video happened just yesterday, it's given me a little bit of inspiration to continue the project and hopefully share that idea with you guys. So in this video we're going to kind of go through where I've gone so far with the whole project itself. We're going to revisit the palace itself, the interior of the palace. I've pretty much completely detailed it all together, and the Rancor pit is all done with its rock texturing and everything. We're also going to explain the overall outlook and finalization on where I'd like to see the project go. The exterior of the building is something that I've redone recently. We'll go through what I've done there. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and give a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Again, let's take a look at it.
Aside from the ceiling of the Rancor pit, all the rock texturing has been completed and filled in. I like how I was able to make it look like the rock was embedded into the palace, which gives a nice look from the outside. The interior of the palace has been filled in with a few details and some various characters that I thought would fit in for the time being until I can obtain more characters. I also left in some moments from the Return of the Jedi just for fun, but all is subject to change. I designed this BT-16 spider droid as well, which will eventually patrol the outside of the palace. One thing I didn't show much of before in the last update was this brick-built floor grate, which was inspired by the actual design from the movie set. I used bars and clips on the underside to keep them together and just let it rest on a lip inside of the opening of the floor. Here's another look of the platform and throne where Boba Fett and Fennec sits when they are conducting their business. The trapdoor for the Rancor pit is also functional now, and the platform can slide over to cover it when a victim falls into the pit. A viewer suggested in the first update that I should add more doorways to the palace, so that is exactly what I did. I built a nice stairway down, which gave a nice finish to the side of the build, and continued to corner the edges with the rock texturing to tie it all in. I may build a door at the bottom of the stairway where you enter the back side of the build and continue to create a place to house the menagerie in. This is the next part of the build, which will finish off the empty room for the pit and will be the location of the droid torture chamber. It will also be built up high enough to where the exterior buildings will sit on top of it, so I still have a ways to go on this to get to that point. So far I only have the Gonk droid being hung up upside down, having his feet scorched, but this little area in the build will be full of recreations from the Return of the Jedi scene and a lot more terrain work on the outside. Here it is next to the other part of the build where it will sit to get an idea on how it will look all together when it's complete. The exterior is nearly done. I have completely rebuilt the main tower to more accurately depict the look. I removed the dark orange brick in it and added this gray concrete base with more stairways on the opposite sides of the tower, and I also shortened the overall height to fit the scale a little bit better. I think it looks a lot better this way, but still retains that gritty look that I was going for originally. I also built up the other two towers that sit next to it. This roof technique was inspired by one of Pete Strieg's designs, which I tried to miniaturize for this build. Overall, it's okay, but I think it could be improved a little bit up at the top of it to fill in the gaps a little bit better. The tallest tower is fairly simple. I did try to depict the balcony scene with the hyperbaric chamber inside that we see in the new series, but because of the scale that I'm at right now, we'll just chalk this up as a forced perspective situation.
Well, that about wraps up this update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was really excited to show you guys the update with my new camera, so hopefully the quality came out and you guys noticed that. So for those that have been watching the project and following the channel all these years, I really appreciate you guys. You've been a real help in motivating me to complete these projects and everything. So hopefully in the next video will be the final update, and I'll be able to show you the completed project of Boba Fett's palace. Take care, you guys, and speak freely.